Hi students, the second part of the chapter, the summit within. Just showing in the slide, front slide which you already seen, summit within part 2. Let us go to the slide. Not a physical climb alone. Now he is talking about mountaineering, climbing that thing. Ahluwalia says that the call to face the challenges overcoming obstacle was irresistible. Climbing Everest is not just a physical achievement or a conquest. It brings fulfillment and fame. Beside, the experience is emotional and spiritual too. In the last video, the last slide is telling that simply challenging small thing is not a big thing. When you have the toughest challenge and overcoming it, it gives you the delightment or you get delighted with that. And such challenges are irresistible to me. I wanted to challenge such things. And to challenge that, you need 3 qualities. Now he is telling, climbing on such Everest or something, it is not a simply physical achievement. Physically I am strong, physically I am trained, I can climb anywhere. That is not the achievement. It is having some spiritual value. Somewhere inside your mind, somewhere inside your soul, you feel something different. Rather than being tired and physically fit or something. No, it is not a physical achievement alone. Of course, you must be strong enough, you must be built enough, and you must be very continuing enough. But over all these things, you must be mentally strong. That is why he say, beside the experience is an emotional and spiritual also. Climbing such things, it is an emotional as well as spiritual feeling also. So climbing to mountains, let it be small or big. It is not simply a physical activity, but it is also a mental achievement of getting into spirituality. Comradeship. Comradeship, when you see the dictionary, you might get confused. Basically in dictionary, the first meaning given is that a person who is ready to sacrifice his life for a particular ideology or a particular organization is called comrades. For example, Bhagat Singh, one of the best example to understand a comrade. And when the comrades are sacrificing their life, they become martyrs. So that is a real meaning of the comrade given in the dictionary, but another meaning, similar meanings are given. Here the comradeship means fellowship, being with others. Be a guide to others, be a follower of them, be a fellow people. You can be in 3 ways. Either you can lead them, either you can follow them, or you can be along with them. So comrade is telling, be along with them. Being the fellow people. Being the fellow people with other people in the world is a very big quality. 4th quality is telling. 3 qualities he told. Now the 4th quality is telling, in mountaineering, one of the biggest qualities is that being fellowish with others. Because you can't climb a mountain all alone. Climbing mountains also gives us a lesson in comradeship. He gives an example. While climbing, 2 persons have to share a rope. One climber holds the rope firmly while the other climber steps in the hard ice. You would have seen in videos. First they are throwing something, a hook is holding on that, then one person stands in the bottom and hold the rope tight, and holding the rope, other person keep on making steps on the ice and reaches on the top. Once he reaches on the top, he fixes the rope once again properly, then other person hold the rope and climb onto the step. It is not an easy work. You can't do it yourself. You need somebody's help. You need a friendship. You need a fellowship. So that is another lesson he learned from going for climbing the Mount Everest. Then he belays and other climber inches way up. Belays means some rope or something you are fixing onto a stick or something. For example, when you are controlling a cow in the home, how does you do? You are putting some small nails on the ground, and the long rope, you are just putting a knot on it and fixing it up, so that the cow cannot go beyond the limit. So that knotting down the rope around the stick or on the nail is called belays. Then he belays the other climber inches where famous climbers have left records of the help given by others. A single man cannot simply think of being a climber. So he is telling, when two people are climbing, one person goes up and keeps a rope and he fixes it up. When he is fixing, that is called belay. After fixing, the other person slowly come up inch by inch. And the expert climbers, those who have already climbed such a thing, they have given a record. Record means some report, they kept it. And from that records, you can understand that nobody can become a climber all alone. They need the support of others. That is why even the first time when the man reached the top of Mount Everest, it was two people, not one person alone. You know in the story. It is not only the physical difficulties which will deter him. Deter him means determine him. I wrote in short. The difficulties are emotional too. In all those moments, the comrades draw inspiration from each other. Now he is telling what is the advantage of fellowship. When you keep on going up, it is not only the physical difficulties. It is not physically you are finding the difficulty. Mentally also you will find difficulties. But when a group of people, when you have a friend, when you have a fellow together, each fellow gets inspired from other one. You are getting inspired from other one, and the other one is getting inspired from you. Like that, the mountaineering takes place. Otherwise, it is not easy. If both are getting tired and both are becoming uninspired, that's the end of them. So one should inspire the other one. Not only physically, but also mentally. Physically and mentally, one should inspire the other, and other one should inspire other. That is why those moments the comrades draw inspiration from each other. Each comrade, each fellows will get the inspiration from one another. Coming down the Everest. So climbing up, he explained one more quality, that is called the comradeship. Now let us see what he is telling. Looking down from the Everest, the climber feels that the effort was worthwhile. It is an ennobling experience. The climber bows down to God. Ahluwalia left on Everest a picture of Guru Nanak. Rawat left a picture of goddess Durga. Rawat is a fellow member in the group. So here, one word I want to explain, that is ennobling. Dignifying or elevating experience. Once you climb the Everest and you climb down, and when you look at that Mount Everest once again, then you will feel that reaching there was not an ordinary feeling. It is not an ordinary experience. An experience that lifts you up as a human. Yes, I have done something. Yes, I could do that like some great people. You feel some greatness. You feel that you are dignified as a great person. That is the experience when you get to mounting on the Everest and coming down and looking back to the peak. Not only Everest, even inside you, if there is some qualities, when you reach on the top of that quality, for example, a writer is getting a Nobel Prize or a scientist is getting a Nobel Prize, he will also feel, yes, I am glorified. I am also a great person now. That feeling will come. Such a feeling is called ennobling experience. The climber bows down to the God. For that, everybody bows the head to the God, thanking God. He also did. He put a picture of Guru Nanak on the top of Mount Everest. His friend Rawat left a picture of goddess Durga, and let us see others what they did. Phu Dorji left a relic of Buddha, and many people according to their religion. Edmund Hillary had buried a cross under a cairn in the snow. So amount of rough stones made as a landmark is called cairn. What is that? Many places in the mountain top, for the first time when people go, they collect so many stones and make a small heap or some shape they create, which is to remember or which is to remind other people who is coming later there that here people came, did some work. It is not that you came first. Some other people have already come here. So whenever you are going to some mountain top and if you are seeing so many stones are arranged properly, some rough and tough stones are simply arranged properly into some shape, Understand that people have already come before you there. Such things are written as Karen. So, it is said that Edmund Hillary buried a cross. Cross is the symbol of Christianity. So, Edmund Hillary was a Christian who put a cross there in between a lot of stones and ice pieces in the top of Mount Everest. These are the symbols not of conquest but of reverence. Reverence means you are knowing divinity as well as you are getting respect. It is the respect as well as divinity. It is not of that you defeated something. It is not that. It is that I am honored, I am respected, or I am dignified. That is what it is showing. So the experience of being on the Everest changes a man completely. So according to Ahluwalia, when you reach on the top of the Everest, putting all these things and coming back, this experience will change the person totally. The character in you will change. It is not that simply a physical thing. It is basically a mental thing more than the physical thing, and mentally when you are changing or spiritually when you are changing, your character changes. So he says the man is completely changed when you are going up and coming down. Let us see the next slide. So with this, we will finish the chapter. So he is telling once again the summit within. Each man has within him his own mountain peak. It is fearful and unscalable. Unscalable means not able to measure. Yet no one else but the man has to do it himself. Climbing this inside peak is like climbing Everest too. The effects are the same. Both the climbs changes you. The internal summit is perhaps higher than Everest. Ahluwalia's advice or Ahluwalia's conclusion of this story. He says, climbing on the mountain, of course, it is very tough. And coming onto the highest mount, climbing onto the highest mount in the world is a very, very, very tough thing. Physically, mentally, plus companionship or the comradeship is also very important. You need to have 2-3 qualities to climb, and the fourth quality is comradeship. No doubt on it. But every person is having some. See, each man has within him his own mountain peak. Every person is having some good qualities inside. It is fearful and unscalable. It is very fearful if you try to measure it. It is not measurable. Yet no one else but the man has to do it himself. But nobody else can develop that quality. If you have a quality within you, it is you that you have to do the development of that quality. And to develop that, you will find lot of obstacles in your life. With the 3 qualities he told, you can overcome that obstacles and you can win over your qualities. Even that is equal to climbing onto the Mount Everest. Both are climbing only, according to Ahluwalia. The effects are same. Both the climbs changes you. The internal summit is perhaps higher than Everest. So Ahluwalia says, I went to the climb Mount Everest, the highest peak in the world. Maybe you are thinking great about me, but I am telling you people, there is a peak inside you. I think that peak is higher than Mount Everest or the peak Everest. So overcome it with the 3 qualities and along with the friendship that you are having. So keep that 3 qualities of a climber, and also in climbing such situations, you need a comradeship. That means you must be able to share the things with others. Keep that in mind in your life. The beautiful advice or experience given by Major Ahluwalia. That's all. Bye-bye.